Hello, it's Jerry Voth from the B Major team, powered by eXp Realty, and you are on the Forgotten Coast Real Estate Show. This is our featured Friday article, and we're talking today with a friend of ours, Larry Thompson from ALT Home Inspections. One of the biggest things that the real estate people need, whether you're buying or selling, is a home inspection. Real important, and we're just going to talk to Larry today about maybe some do's and don'ts and myths about what goes on. But first of all, let's meet Larry. Larry, how long have you been in the business, and how long have you been in our beloved neck of the woods?
I have been a home inspector now for 2 years. We moved to the Port St. Joe area, actually right into Port St. Joe, March of 21, and we love it here.
It is quite the paradise, and we all are lucky every day we wake up. One of the things that I guess most people would probably want to know is a quick overview of how an inspection is performed and why it's important. And let's get right down to the nitty-gritties.
Sure. So essentially, a home inspection is just a visual inspection of the whole home. It's a comprehensive, if you will, inspection of the home. Very important. I think it's very important for the seller and for the buyer. As far as a buyer is concerned, I would equate a home inspection to buying a used car without having it being either certified or inspected prior to buying a car. You want to know if your car is safe, if the brakes work, and if the AC works. Well, it's the same thing with a home. Obviously, a much bigger price tag, and the elements that don't work are typically more expensive to replace. There's just as many elements involved as far as safety and health are concerned when you're buying a home as well. So very important, and it can alleviate a lot of costs, especially if you're buying a home sight unseen, or you walk through it and don't know the makeup of the house. Something that will help your investment decision-making process, if you will. That will help you make that decision, and knowing that you're coming in and knowing what you're going to have to invest in the home once you actually buy it.
Good point. I do agree with all of that. One of the things that I've heard in the industry and the business, talking to some people, is home inspectors are too expensive. Home inspectors try to find stuff for me to fix. I know that's not true. I, being a seller's agent primarily, or even when you're a seller's agent, you don't want surprises down the road. I don't want you to call me as a buyer and say, I didn't have a home inspection, but guess what? My roof's leaking. Guess what? My floor is about to cave in. But there are some stigmas around the services, and maybe talk a little bit about that and what a basic inspection costs.
So right to the nitty gritty. Basic inspection is the price point typically for a typical size home or an average size home. You're right around that $450 mark. And what we're looking for, yeah, you're right. There's a lot of inspectors that want to nitpick a home, and there's brand new homes have things wrong with them. Surprisingly enough, even the nicest of homes have flaws. And it's our job as inspectors to find those flaws. I think the most important part we have, or the most important job we have, is finding those, but categorizing them correctly. I think my job is to manage the buyer's expectation when they're getting ready to buy a home. When I present my inspection, is not to scare them off. It's not to sell the home. It's not to try to sell the home. It's not to try to not sell the home. It is to inspect and report honestly the condition of the home as it is the day that I'm inspecting it, and trying to emphasize those things that need to be emphasized and try to keep things in perspective. And I think that's the most important job that an inspector has. Yes, it is to report it as it is, but it's also to keep people's expectations in check as well. And that's why it's so important. I try to encourage my clients to show up for the inspection for that very reason. I think if you can get people's eyes on the elements that you're calling out and talk them through the situation, answer any questions they have at that moment. A lot of times, it kind of softens the blow, if you will, if it's a major issue. If it's a issue, you can, drive home the fact that it's just a minor issue and it's nothing that they really need to worry about. But again, I think if you can have the client at the inspection, it makes our job much easier in the long run.
I gotcha. I do agree with that. And speaking of keeping things up to date, maintenance on your home is always important and should be done regularly. If I knew that I was going to lose my home in a year or so, what are the biggest? Give me through the biggest things that I want to make sure were maintained up to date, and is there a free sale inspection that you could help me get ready to sell my house?
Yes, that's correct. Actually, it's something that we don't get a lot of. I think it would probably make the selling process a whole lot easier if there were more pre-sale inspections. You could definitely go in knowing that you have everything up to par, and going in with confidence that your asking price is a solid asking price. And if they get another inspector in there and they inspect the home and they don't find anything, or they find very minor things, but everything, that's the high price tag stuff, is all taken care of and, on point, then you're going to be, your asking price is either on point, but they're going to offer you more money. If the house is up to date and there's nothing for them to do when they, sign the contract and get the keys to the house, they know they can walk in and, basically walk
worry about something.
Yeah, exactly. So, pre-sale inspection, I think that it's the way to go. But at the same time, if you want to roll the dice and wait for the buyer to bring in an inspector and even find things that you weren't aware of, it's one of those, pick your poison. Say hi to Suki, everybody.
Hi, Suki. How are you? Let me ask you one more question. How can we get a hold of you? Are you local or are you here in Port St. Joe? Give us your company name and how to get a hold of you.
We're right here in Port St. Joe. Company name is ALT Home Inspections. My phone number is 209-256-5188. The website is althomeinns.com. Email is althomeinspections@gmail.com. And I'm by my phone 24/7. Anybody has any questions or concerns or want to book an appointment, I am available and ready to go to work for you today.
Last but not least, you moved here in March, I think you said. What's one of the biggest things you love about being in paradise here in the Forgotten Coast?
What's not to love? I guess that's really the.
You do have a good point.
Actually, I was out on the Cape today, and I stopped and drove out on the beach and took a bunch of pictures, and just it's amazing the view, especially today, man. We're at beginning of January, and it's 67 degrees outside. I'm in shorts and just about ready to break a sweat on the beach. So
that's why we're here. That's why most of us
are love it here. So absolutely,
I agree with you. So, folks, again, Larry Thompson, ALT Home Inspections. When you think about selling or buying a home inspection, and the home inspector is a neutral party. He doesn't work for anybody other than whoever hires him, obviously, but he's not on the side of the seller. He's not on the side of the buyer. His job, if he does it right, and then there's no reason in the world to believe Larry would not do it right, is to be true, honest. And his job is to call out something that would be effectively a problem and is not up to code, is not right. And again, like he said before, would you buy a car if you didn't know the brakes worked? Would you buy a car if you didn't know the maintenance history of it or something of that nature? So a home inspection from a good home inspector is very important. We promote that. We suggest that to every single client we have. And I like the idea of the pre-selling inspection, because if I was going to list a home here on the Forgotten Coast, I'd want to know what they could possibly find that I didn't know about. Isn't that right, Larry?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
You're going
folks,
to set a price for a house. You want to know it's going to be the right price, right?
Exactly. I'm Jerry Voth. Again, the B Major team, powered by eXp Realty. This is our featured Friday, and we want to thank Larry Thompson for his time. Say hi to Suki for us when she comes back in.
Will do.
We hope you all have a great weekend. And don't forget, we can help you with all your real estate needs. So have a great day. Have a great weekend. Thanks again, Larry Thompson. I know you're busy. I think you even cut something short this afternoon so you could spend some time. We appreciate that.
You bet. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.